All right, we are here at Echo Ranch Junior Disc Golf Course at Echo Ranch Bible College. This is Sunday, September 14th. It's myself. It is myself and James Cost. We are both your course designers here for a really short, technical junior style disc golf course. I think it's my feeling is it's going to challenge the juniors and advanced players alike to shape their shots. And what you think, James?
Yeah, I think it's a good course. You'll see it as we walk through it. This hole one, we'll start off. We'll flip the camera. Hole one here is again 115 feet. Nice little starter hole for those who've never played the sport, but also we've got for those who want to choose it. We have an island that's surrounded by logs on a perfectly naturally designed green.
It's going to be 115 foot, and we will play as a hazard around that if you do choose to play it that way. But just it's one of those holes that when James and I first walked up here, it was just kind of hard to not pass up this location. It's a little shorter than we wanted, but it was just a beautiful to set a basket up there in the middle of this area here. I'll walk forward so you can sit a little bit more, but this is just a beautiful, perfect spot. It's almost perfectly round to put the basket there. So this is hole one. All right, now we're here at the green area. Just wanted to kind of give you a look back here around it. We do have timbers that we've naturally cut from the spruce forest here at Echo Ranch to create the green. On to hole two. All right, here we go. Walking up to the tee box here of hole two. I will flip it around. So here, James and I decided to create a little something a little different. It's probably, we have two baskets that are a little elevated here. This one is going to sit up on the ridge here. This is hole two, 175 foot.
Yep. If you slide over to the right a little bit, you'll see the basket when we flip the camera. It's elevated.
Kind of hard to see up in there. We'll just see it. And you can see right here on this first tree, we decided to add a mando. Trying to teach the kids here that's going to be their first time ever playing disc golf some different rules of the game. So we did have a couple of mandos also because of safety. Have a building right there, and if you can see right through the woods, you have people walking. That's where hole three will be there. So hole two, straight down the tunnel. It's a lower ceiling here with the basket tucked up on the right hand side. We'll make our way down there to the basket. All right, here we are walking down the fairway of two. Wanted to kind of give you a glimpse of how the basket sits up here. You get probably, I don't know, James, what, 8 to 10 foot elevation change right here. As you can see James up there. All of our baskets, we did prepare them. All the collars are set in 5-gallon buckets with concrete. So if we do have a bunch of horses that walk around the property here, so that kind of gives the baskets a little play if the horse bumps up against them. So this is hole two. I'll walk up here to the top.
Flip around and show them back.
Then we can kind of flip around, and you can see the shot back down.
Natural tunnel.
Natural tunnel. Pretty cool little shot. We'll walk that way, make it to hole three. Be back in just a second. All right, here we are, hole three, 155 foot. We did have some thoughts when we were building this course. Was we wanted to make a variety of different shots for new and advanced players, especially from just taking a book out of Dave Montine's writings, where we wanted to have some lefty and right-handed holes. This hole here, of course, you can see here on the tree, we have a mando that keeps from safety from throwing over towards two's basket, which is right there. But it also creates a shot to where someone has to, as a right hand, you're gonna have to do a forehand to get it around. And if you can kind of see through the trees, down there's the basket, like I said, 155-ish foot away. But just kind of creates a different shot. Even though it's short, you still got a little technicality to it. So anyway, we'll walk down there to the basket. All right, walking up here to the basket of three. It's kind of tucked into the side. Got a couple of guardian trees just to make it a little more difficult shot. We'll turn around now and look back up. Just want to make sure you can understand on the camera the change of elevation. It's not that great, but there is some change to it. Looking back down straight ahead to where the tee box is, you can kind of see it. It's just right on the right-hand corner of that back corner of that building. But just a beautiful little shot. Now on to hole 4.
And windy.
Some of the things we did do here just to kind of help out with the kids. David Portanova and Wendy, this was their creation of creating some next tee signs. David also did the Mando signs, and I'll try to get up close to that. Just a simple little touch of something here just to help out so people know where to go. Go ahead.
All right, we've moved on to hole 4. And this hole here, we've got 2 fairways carved out. The left side, which I insisted on, we've got a smaller gap. We've trimmed a few of the branches, so we do have that gap there. And then we've got this right side gap that you can see, which you can more clearly see the basket. We have one little bitty guardian tree in front. And so this is nice, a little bit more challenging holes. And within hole number 4, this is 190 feet. Again, not too long, but it's got a little bit of elevation, a little bit of a rolling hill in the middle there, and a fun shot to make.
One of the things we are hoping the camp will do here shortly, as you can see, we are using natural tee pads. Of course, during the winter, everything out here shuts down, so we're hoping that Randy and them will be able to actually reach out to maybe a local carpet shop, get some remnant carpet to put some tee pads out here to kind of make them look official. But there we go, hole 4, onto the basket. All right, here we go. Walking up to 4's basket. It is a little close to the road here. Not too bad. Protected by a couple of trees. Just looking back down towards the tee pad there. A little bit of undulation, a little bit of change, but a lot of guardian trees around here. A lot of obstacles to make it through, but
one thing you'll notice on all these fairways is natural moss. That's like a soft, cushiony carpet over this entire course. It's absolutely amazing how good it feels to the feet, and it's just gorgeous. It keeps getting fertilized through the horses who walk through the woods at night. There's wild horses, and so they leave us presents all across the course, but you just step around it and hope your disc doesn't land in it.
Yeah, it's just hard to, I mean, I know the video is probably not going to do it justice, but those of us that have had the wonderful opportunity to be out here in God's country and creation that he's been out here, I mean, every round you're seeing between these little bitty squirrels that run around, you see ravens, and the most majestic is the bald eagle. I mean, the bald eagles up here are like mockingbirds that we have in Florida. They're everywhere, and I mean, they're all around the course. I mean, it's just a great sight to be able to see all the time when you come out here and play. On to hole 5, and I'll actually keep it rolling because it's a very close walk. This was one that this hole that we were just leaving, James and I did a bunch of back and forth on where we wanted to put the basket. It was originally going to be right here where this tee pad was, and it was just after throwing it, we figured out it was probably just a little too hard for the skill level of players, for the campers, so we moved the basket back there and started the tee pad of 5 here. Down in a little bit of a hole going back up. I know it's hard to see on the camera, but straight ahead you'll see a utility ground box, and then there's a very large tree. The basket sits tucked behind it. It's 225 foot to that basket. Not sure I can move to the left. You can barely see it around this big tree in front of me, but it sits up kind of protected, so you really have an opportunity of deciding on which shot you'd like to throw for a right-hander. You know, of course, a right-hand hyzer through there, or forehand, left-hand. It's got a great line on this left-hand side, so just really makes it the ability to throw different shots.
Yeah, and continuing on the discussion of this hole, for this entire design for this 9-hole course, every single fairway, other than some limbing, was completely natural, with the one exception of one tree being taken down on this left-hand side, this left gap. There was one tree that just had to come down to give us that left side gap. Again, me being a forehand, not dominant, but I like those forehand lines options, giving options above the utility box, and then to the left-hand side, there's more of a gap. We've seen players being successful both ways, but we had to take one pretty nice size spruce tree down, but that's really it for this course.
And anything we take down here, it's great because the property has their own milling process. So they mill all the lumber, and I'll show you over here to our side. I mean, it's incredible the work that Randy does here, and Andrew. They all the wood you see there on this cabin, it was milled from this property. So no tree that gets cut down here goes unused, whether it's for building a house, which they're building 2 new houses right now, or the heat that they need to have here for all the cabins. They run off of spruce wood. So it's a good thing to know that, you know, if you are for the environment, that they reuse as much as possible and nothing goes to waste onto the basket. All right, walking up to the green here on 5, it was hard to pass up this location. You have the church office right there. I mean, you have this beautiful tree right here behind the basket that kids have built their forts in. It's just cool. I mean, it's just a neat little area that it was hard for James and I to just say, not put a basket here. You can look back here down the fairway. I mean, you're rewarded for a great drive to get it up in here. It's just a beautiful setting. Wish all places had woods like this to be able to build a course in. On to hole 6, which is right through there. All right, made our way here to the tee box of 6. As you can see straight ahead, we do have a Mando there. That was just more, once again, for safety, as we do have a cabin where campers stay here. So it just kind of forces a righty to throw a forehand and a natural left-hand backhand here. The basket sits tucked right on the edge. So if you're, what's it, like 5 feet to the right of that basket, you're down.
Yeah, you're rolling down
the
hill.
ledge.
Good rollaway potential, which we saw during our tournament yesterday. We had a PDGA sanctioned tournament yesterday that used part of this course for the second round and had a lot of great reviews about the course. The locals loved it with some of the technical, but also not too long. So raving reviews for the course. We're real pleased.
But that's it. This is hole 6 from the tee box down there to the basket. All right, we'll walk up here to 6's basket. See some players coming through going to hole 7. What'd you have?
Yeah, and so you notice we do have this drop off. If you crash in by the basket on the left hand side, a lot of times you're going to roll down and potential roll away and losing your opportunity for a birdie.
It's hard to tell here on the camera, but it does drop down a couple of feet here, and when your disc goes down there, it continues on downhill towards the chapel. So good probably 4-foot drop there. But this is hole 6 basket. We'll look straight back up towards the tee box there, and of course your intended path is right here on the right hand side. Hole 6. We will work our way right down to hole 7. All right, here we are. Hole 7, 190 foot. This was one, we had a couple of changes over the day of where to actually put the basket. James and I, if you can see up there now, there's a group walking through the woods. Where Kylie's standing now, the basket was actually going to be a little further over to the right. And after throwing the hole a couple of times and walking around with some of the camp staff, they felt, if I can speak this morning, that that was probably going to be a little too difficult. So we moved the basket into a clearing, which is kind of protected by this large tree in the middle. When we get up there, we'll show you something that we did a little different with this hole. It kind of adds a little flair to it. But this is hole 7.
And one thing you'll notice is as you have this same little berm that we see going through the property, natural berm, is that you got the little higher up, right about chest level to get, and when you get that disc upset there, you're right above the ground. And so we've seen some people throw some low shots and they're not getting far, but it's a great little simple shot. And there is a little bit of forehand line, but primarily this right hand gap is what you're aiming for. So we're going to walk it and let you see it. So
some Juneau trivia as we walk. I'll talk. Mr. Randy that helps run this camp, Juneau actually grows a ½ inch a year because of the plates. So this part we're walking right now, several years ago, was the beachfront. And where hole 4's basket is where the beachfront actually stopped a while back. So through the years, of course, it just keeps rising. So everything underneath us is beach sand. So it's just kind of a totally different topography. So as we walk up here, and I've talked enough, we're walking up to hole 7's basket, and something we wanted to do a little different was there was a beautiful stump that had been cut down here, and just thought it would be kind of neat to incorporate this area here and use the stump instead of it just going to waste. So we just drilled a 2 1/8 inch hole and basically just put the pole of the basket right down into it, and have one of the guys from the metal shop created another bracket, if I can get it to focus in, to protect the back side of the basket, so now it's perfectly still and won't be going anywhere.
Yep, and David was helping us with the design, with the measurements, got us where we need, so we should be secure for years.
This is hole 7. You look back down and you can't even see where the T sign is down there hardly, because it's downhill.
High, you might be able to see the right edge.
I'm too short.
I know, it's a little
Oh,
higher,
I can
Marshall.
see the right edge.
A little higher.
You know, story of my life, always a little short.
You got it, brother.
All right, going on to hole 8, and it's just going to be a quick walk through the woods here next to a cabin. All right, here we are, hole 8. Hole 8's another one that we were supposed to add a mando on that we didn't. It was intended to this first tree in the center of the fairway to have a mando to the right. Keeps you from throwing over towards the building over there, but the basket, as you can see where they're standing right now, is kind of tucked down right in between it.
Yeah, it comes left a little bit, you can see it right through the tree.
See it right through there.
Yeah.
It's another one that we had several different pin locations through the couple of days designing this, and after watching a group of about 15 of us throw this hole, just figured out where we had it was not the best and kind of moved it over. Figured that's going to help out the campers a lot as they play it also. So here's hole 8. We'll make our way down. All right, here we go, making our way up hole 8's fairway, and you know, this will be the mando tree right here. This will be one that will have a mando to the right, and it's just, even, you know, walking up here, we didn't even use probably a third of the, and not even probably a quarter of the area for the camp up here, but we really wanted to localize it so the kids were not wandering all over the place. But there's just so many beautiful treks of wood, even right here to our right by the chapel over there would have just been some beautiful holes, but we only had 9 baskets, so we had to make do what we could. So here we come, walking up to 8, coming right up behind the mess hall, chow hall, whatever you want to call it, dining hall. Kind of brings the kids right back up to the front. So we have hole 8 here, behind a couple of trees, just kind of guarded. Looking back down the trail that we just walked down, and you can barely see through these trees here of where the tee pad is, right there by the building. This is hole 8. We'll make our way over to the tee pad at 9. All right, here we are at hole 9. It is how far?
100 and
I think 75.
75 feet.
175 feet. This is our last hole. It's coming up right, of course, by the mess hall here again. Going from here, that berm that we had on several holes continues right here that you got to throw over, and the basket is set up tucked beside the yurt right up there. Just an easy way. Right now we do have a double mando. It may be something that we expanded out just a little bit further. Basically here was just having the mandos to teach the kids different aspects of the game. That way the counselors here can teach them about what mandatories mean, and we may even have them called one-ways, and they can have a one-way verse to Christ on theirs, because there's always just one way to Christ. So we want to make sure that we're emphasizing that to kids while they're out here. But that's it. We're going to walk up the fairway here to hole 9's basket. All right, here we go. Walking up to hole 9's basket, walking up into the green area. Once again, it's an area that's kind of wide open for the basket, but it does have a lot of trees that helps. If you throw too long, you got something to kind of backboard off of if you throw up in here. Turn around real quick, like looking back down towards the tee pad, which is right in line with that little building down there with the green roof on it. And this is hole 9 here. Finishes up right next to the yurt. So just thought I'd kind of spin it around, kind of hear from James and I. It's kind of a fun little design and layout. I mean, we went through a lot of challenges trying to figure out what we thought would work the best. It was by no means just mine and James's thoughts. We did use a team effort here with all 14 of us that were part of Eagles Wings that made this trip up again to Juneau, Alaska. I just cannot just say how thankful I am for Echo Ranch and the staff that allowed us to come up here for a second time to help build a course. And this one I really think was my thought when we came up here the first time. I thought this is what we were going to be doing. Don't get me wrong, the other course is it's beautiful and spectacular in its own way. But this is what I thought, this was my vision when we came up here, that we were building something for the campers. The current big course, campers have no business being out there. It's just too expansive. I mean, it goes out to the ends of the property here that
we played a tournament, played 18 holes first round, and it was we did a practice round. It was over 5 miles, according to 5 miles long.
Yeah,
that's just bizarre. The distance between the holes, just getting from tee to tee, and so that's just, this here is much shorter. And again, for the campers, for the camp staff, for people who have never played disc golf, giving them some success, letting them say, wow, I can see the baskets right there, and actually them to actually get a par, instead of, that's our goal, is to get them some success, get them hooked on the sport, and so they can be fun people like us.
Most definitely, yeah. I mean, it's if you ever get a chance, and you're in Juneau, I would definitely give Echo Ranch Camp a call and say, hey, is it available to get out here? Can we come play it? I know they've got some exciting things coming up in the future. They're actually going to get a direct road into the camp. As it is now, you either walk or you have to wait till the tide is down and you can drive around the side of the beach, or you take a boat. So it's very challenging getting things in and out of here. But Randy and the staff are always, they want to help disc golf. They love disc golf themselves. They always want to help the community. So if you're ever in Juneau, don't hesitate to shoot them an email or call them and say, hey, is it available? It's usually going to be available on a Saturday afternoon or probably a Sunday once the campers are out of here. And of course, in fine Juneau fashion, it opens in April and closes in October, because we all know what happens in Juneau after October. I mean, it gets just a hair chilly for us Florida folks up here. And I mean, just in the last couple of days, we've lost 20 degrees. We've had beautiful weather. The Lord provided for us this week. I mean, I couldn't, when we were looking at this trip a week ago, we were like, man, it's going to be raining every day. And of course, it's Juneau. They expect that. It rains every day. But we only had one day of about 4 to 5 inches of rain.
We got our taste. We had a week's worth of rain.
A week's worth of rain in one day.
But then we had 3 days of beautiful sunshine, nice weather, hardly any breeze. So for disc golf, it was really nice as far as throwing nice shots. Today's a little bit overcast and chilly, but it's not raining. So we've really had a great week here. The Lord has blessed us truly.
Yeah. And before we close out, I just want to say once again to the Eagles Wings group and Push the Rock, thank y'all for making this mission trip possible for us to come and be a part of it. And to the group that was here, I know I didn't say all the names. As this video ends, I'll put up a picture of the group of folks that gave up their almost week and a half time to come up here and to make this disc golf course a possibility for the future campers that come to Eagles Wings. I mean, there was just to Echo Ranch. There was just a great group of believers that took it out of their time to come up here, and just a wonderful opportunity. If you ever think about it, they're always looking for donations for Echo Ranch Bible Camp. The staff members here do not get paid. All of them are working. They actually have to pay to be here. The first of the year, they pay between $500 to $1,000 a piece, and the rest of the stuff's covered. So they are always seeking personal donations to make it outside of camp when they're going through the year. So other than that, I just thank you for visiting with us as we walk this disc golf course. James, anything?
Yeah, to the Juneau Disc Golf Club. I know that you'll be able to use this course from time to time, and we certainly enjoyed having you come out for the tournament yesterday. Had a blast getting to connect with some of you for the first time, and many of you to reconnect. We had a blast, and so we're going to share this video with you, so that way for those of you who couldn't make it to the tournament, you have an idea of what to expect when you're able to come out to the course.
All right, we thank you again, and God bless. Take care.
Bye now.
Bye.